Hey, friend, I just want to give you a quick warning before we dive into today's conversation that what I'm going to share could trigger you if you are the kind of person who likes to start a project and complete an entire project, like start to finish. You plan out your whole day, you're going to tackle that whole project. You know you're going to get it done, or you're on a timeline, it's going to get done, and you're not going to move on to something else. If that is you, this may not be the video you want to watch. But if you're the person who's okay living in the messy, who is okay with something not being fully completed, if you can just get it to a place that it's functional, that it's to a place that it works for you in the moment for the time being, like, then I want to encourage you in this video because I got into this house last year. We're just slightly over our 1 year mark. When we moved into this house, it had good bones, but it was built in the 90s and a lot of things hadn't been updated since then. And the people who lived here for those 20 some years, their idea of style and my idea of style did not mesh. So I bought it for the location. I bought it for the house that it was. I bought it for so many other reasons, but not for the style. So I am going through space by space and I'm updating this home. And I'm doing it in a very, I'm going to call savvy way because I am a savvy shopper. I am a smart shopper. And so I'm sharing the different things as I go. And I'm even sharing the costs so that you get in on it and you can get excited about what you could do on a budget. So these elements of what I'm doing is not everything gets completed all at the same time. We live here. We're doing it ourselves. And by we, I really mean me. I do the majority. And then occasionally I just ask the husband for a little bit of help. But what you're going to see, what I'm going to share with you that I'm saying is a little bit triggering, is I'm going to talk about some projects and not even all my projects, but like this space that you're seeing here, part of my living room, what's coming up in my bathroom. Um, yeah, that just are not fully done. And it's okay. And I still keep living in it. And I've even had one of my children who this child in particular is very much like if he starts a project, he finishes a project. And he asked me, why do you start a project and not finish a project? Well, I'm going to tell you in this video because it's about being able to live in your space and function and still keep life going without having to stop everything and dedicate just to that project. Like that makes sense in my brain. It doesn't make sense for everybody. And I get it that you might have your own way of doing it and you might be like, your way is a disaster and I couldn't live like that. But you know what? Each to his own. And I'm here just to share and inspire you if you're open to it, because I don't want to see you suffer. I want to see you be able to make savvy choices about how you're going to finish out your home and how you're going to put it all together, even if it's piece by piece and not all at once. So let's dive into it. What I just said in there about how it's piece by piece and not all at once, I would say is another part of willing to be a savvy shopper. So it's not even just that I can handle a project being incomplete, like emotionally, that I'm okay with it, but it's also about my ability to call in good deals. And if you're really going to be a savvy shopper and only work on getting things that are maybe secondhand or on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, I buy things at auction too. Like it's not like you can just walk in and get exactly what you want as if you were walking into Target or you're walking into a design shop or ordering online. Those require you to buy things at full price. Yes. And so I just choose to buy things a little bit differently and just design the space in my head, get a visual of what I want. And then I believe in very much in manifestation where I am calling in the things I want. So looking behind us, that table I got for free. And I attended a yard sale, a neighborhood yard sale, and these people had set out this table at the front of their driveway, and they had broken one pane of glass. You know what random thing I had in my garage? A pane of glass. And so I was able to get this table for free and just replace the pane of glass. This lamp right here is $120 brand new, and it said right on the box, but it had a broken piece, and so it had gone to auction, and so I paid $12 for this lamp, and just my mom was kind enough to set it back up and glue it back together for me. So this artwork right here, she bought it and didn't like the style, and so she sold it to me on Marketplace for cheap. The paint was a whole entire 5-gallon bucket of paint from Sherwin-Williams that was like one of those like somebody mistints it or doesn't get it the right color or whatever, and they don't buy it. And Sherwin-Williams was selling it at clearance and through a reseller. And I got 5-gallon bucket of paint to paint like lots of these spaces for $50. So did all these things happen at the same time? No, because I'm not going to the store all in one day and buying everything brand new. I am calling them in, and with my intention, I set that intention and then I manifest each of these items at different points in time. And now they're all kind of coming together and I'm getting my space done. I'm open to that. You might not be open to that in that way of working, but you know, I just wanted to share that and give you that kind of the mindset behind it. Now let me show you two of these projects and how they're looking as we're living in the progress of getting the changes done. This space behind me is the open area, like adjacent to the kitchen. I chose not to put a table in there. Instead, like this is more of a pass-through area. So I added in the new lighting on the ceiling and a lamp and like made it a little cozy space. Right now you can see a bunch of birthday presents being stored over there. But this space, like getting this all painted, took a while. It took phases. Like I did one wall at a time, and it's not like there's a bunch of little walls. And I just took my time because I have to work kind of around projects and be like, okay, like work projects. And I'll be like, okay, I have a couple minutes, I'll go paint a wall. Okay, I have a couple minutes, I'll go do this. You might not work like that. Like, I just want you to know, if like full disclosure, full warning, like this is how I work is I just do a little bit and I stop. So this space looks a lot more cozy now and the walls are painted now, but I will let you in on a secret. It's still just the first coat. I haven't even got the second coat done. Now, let me take you over here and I want to show you this space in my living room. And here's why. Okay, now I'm showing it to you raw, like unfiltered. Like you can see everything. So I did a lot of the decorating of this space. This room, when we bought it last year, was a horrendous tragedy. It was a suffocating turquoise. Now I love turquoise and I will wear turquoise a lot. It looks really good with my dark features. However, uh, as a living room space, like I didn't need all my walls turquoise. So now it's this really soft, creamy color that's got like a hint of gray in it. And then I did the iron ore on the top of the cabinets, and then the bottom of the cabinets are still that original cream color. And then I got the what do you call this? A mantle painted. And then here, let me back out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. I did the back in this soft purple-ish gray color, and I thought it really popped with the artwork, which I now see is crooked, but it helped it all come together. But now, do you notice this side and this side? This side I got done and I got the actual trim work painted all the way to the top and on the sides. Over here, it is incomplete. And over here, I got the second coat in, so it looks more finished. Over here has a single coat. I want to tell you, it's been that way for a year and I don't know when I'm going to get back to it. It's like, so if you come along on the journey with me, you got to be okay with the fact that projects go incomplete. They get enough done and I feel satisfied enough that I'm like, okay. And the whole reason I didn't finish that is because I just didn't want to. Being honest with you, I just didn't feel the motivation and like the stir inside of me because I got enough completed and I got the walls completed that I could sit in here. So I have this, hold on, let me show you. This is where I sit. I get my water, I got my notes, and I got my little box of tissues off to this side. And he's having his snuggle moment right now. Look how cute he is. He's the cutest. But I have all these pillows here because I like to have this pillow behind my back and I snuggle up with these blankets. I have my feet out on the ottoman. So like it can look polished, but this is also me in real life, like how I would sit in here in the morning. I have the lamp, so I have good reading light. And these are nice blackout drapes. So it covers, all that at night. And this is my space. And then he's usually in my lap. So that's why he's familiar with that chair. So when I had all of this set up and ready to go, I could breathe and be in this space and feel calm enough for my nervous system compared to that turquoise where I couldn't even be in the space. It was unusable for me. Now, you might be wondering, why do you have a vanity in the middle. So I need to get rid of the box. But I bought this on Marketplace. A lady said they cut it or something didn't work. So she buys brand new quartz and it did not fit in her house the way she wanted. So she sold it on a Marketplace. And I was like, this is an exceptional deal for quartz. And so I bought that and I've had that a couple months. And then last week, I got the vanity. So I just acquired the vanity. And the lady didn't want this because she ordered it. You can buy this brand new. Um, and it came to her with this little tiny defect. And so I can understand that if you've paid full price for something, you want it in great condition. So she got a replacement and then she sold this one super cheap on Marketplace, but it's in brand new condition just with that small defect. And it was a good color for what I want. So this is going to go into a bathroom. So all in all, this is like $2,000 worth of merchandise that I got for less than $400 total. This is how I shop. Like, this is what I brag about. This is what I get so excited about. And this is why when I get something that's incomplete, I'm okay with it because I'm like, okay, I've calmed this place down. I've got it enough where I can live in it and be functional. Like, I need to go tackle the other space because we bought a rather large house, which is fantastic for a growing family, but it was it was bad as far as the decor. There was the turquoise bathroom I could not breathe in. I painted that day 2 that I lived here. Like day 1, I moved in. I arrived in the middle of the night because I had driven in from another state and it took so long to get here that I just went straight to bed. And the next day, I made it through day 1 and day 2, my day 2 full day. I was already painting that bathroom with just a temporary color to get rid of the turquoise. Then I had to work on this space and calm down some other rooms. So it's just, you will find a lot of places in my house where it's a single coat of paint because it's been enough to get me through until I can get back and do something else because there's other things I need to tackle. And so in another video, I'm going to show you my bedroom, which right now also has a single coat of paint, but it was enough to get me through the winter where I was really struggling with the color that they had in there and how it made me feel. I am a person who feels from her space, both in the vibes and like the textures, but also in the paint colors. And so paint colors matter a lot to me. So you can see this is a super like supposed to be very chill, very serene vibes. And for me right now, that feels that way. I wish I could change out that ceiling fan, but I haven't convinced my husband to do it yet because he's like, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So my note of encouragement to you is get it to where you are comfortable because this is your space. So whether it's about a style change, it's about the paint color, it's about the overall vibes, it's like, I just can't get comfortable in any of these chairs. Sell the chairs and get something else. I told you about buying that vanity and the countertop and buying it off a Marketplace. And they're in new condition. Like they haven't even been used. Neither of them have been used. And so I'm buying new merchandise just, like I told you, the situation didn't work out for that person. And so there's ways to buy things where you don't have to pay full price. And there are ways that you can then, here's the thing, I'm not even going to have any money out of pocket, probably, or very small, because the situation that's in the bathroom now, I'm putting in this one big vanity to replace 2 small sinks that just don't make any sense. They had obviously just gone cheap and they put in 2 smaller vanity sinks that don't give you any kind of countertop space and don't make good sense in a master bathroom. And so I'm going to take those out and I don't need them. So I'm going to sell those on Marketplace. And so I will at least make back, I'd say, half of my investment, if not more. And because they're in good condition, it's just I don't want them. And so I'm acknowledging the quality of my home. I don't think they acknowledge the quality of their home. I also came from a town that costs much more than the town I live in now. And so I think about what would this house cost where I used to live? And I'm telling you, it would easily be $1 million house, if not more than $1 million, because I also have a very large lot that backs up to a beautiful pond in an exclusive neighborhood. So I think about that, where I came from, it'd probably be closer to 1.5 million. So if I'm thinking about that, even though I didn't have to pay 1.5 to live in this house, I'm thinking, what kind of finishes do I want to put in this house? How do I want to decorate this house? Not only so I feel comfortable, but so it feels like a high-end luxurious house. And that matters. So I'm dumping the things the fixtures and the finishes and just the awful colors that just don't make sense with that vibe, because I'm going to live here. I'm going to enjoy this. I work here. It needs to make sense for me, and I want it to feel luxurious, cozy, and comfortable. And still, I can do this on a budget. And that's what I'm going to show to you in all of my videos. I'll be honest with you. If you have questions, ask me in the comments, and I will be able to respond to it in another video, is letting you in on how do I do this? How do I keep investing in my house without spending exorbitant amounts of money? And like, this is one of the things I feel really good about. I'm a very savvy and smart shopper, and I do a lot of these projects myself. And so I am happy to share some of these tips with you and how I do it. Thanks for watching, friend. I'll talk to you next time.